You might not know this. We have 2 visitor centers. We have professional staff. We have volunteers. People call us. They text us. They Facebook message us and DM us on Instagram, which I just got. And they ask us questions. And you're going to help me in a segment we call We Get Questions. Here we go. This is like our Vino lingo.
Oh, cool. I'm in. Yeah.
Here's a question we got. We had a great time wine tasting in Sonoma and want to find some wines from where we are in the Midwest. What's a good way to find Midwestern wines, and how are they different than those in California?
Well, they're different grapes. You know, and if you're talking the Midwest, you're talking about cold weather grapes, which are going to taste different. The best way to find them is simply enough type in wine wherever you live. And,
Yeah.
you know, you're going to get retail locations, but type in wine tastings, wine. Really, truthfully, if you have a wine store you go to, they will tell you that there's a winery here, there, and otherwise.
Okay.
I'll use Wisconsin as an example. There are boatloads of wineries all over the state.
Right.
They're real easy to find, and they're very popular.
Right.
Right, just like that. Yeah, exactly. Just like they are here, only, and some of them are just as really fancy. Woolersheim, which you're probably familiar with, is like any other Napa or Sonoma winery. It's really quite a place.
They've been there a while, too. So.
And their winemaker's French.
Right. Oh, oui. Okay.
He is, yeah. Okay. He married into the family. So that's the best way to find them. And also word of mouth, talk to your friends.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's exactly it. There are a lot of wine stores. And if like you're new, like, people often come here and they're like, oh, we don't have this kind of wine at home. Like you might actually have a really good wine store, both for buying Sonoma wines. And to your point, there might be a local passion person who's making wine out here, or, you know, Ohio, Virginia, New York, those were settled by Europeans before California. So they probably have wineries that might even be older.
You know, the funny thing is when the band gigs and somebody talks to us or we talk to them in the crowd, they're like, ooh, oh, they talk to us. It's like, yeah, we talk to you. We're friendly. We don't bite. Well, the same thing's kind of with a winery, winemaker. Just make that step. Ask a friend, ask a store. You see the label.
Right.
There's one winery in Mineral Point, Wisconsin.
Okay.
This woman made wine out here for a long, long time and then decided she wanted to, you know, be in a smaller market. And, man, she's got a good gig going on there. And, again, it's all local cold weather grapes.
That's
she
great.
is dedicated.
Okay. See? Yeah. Okay. I like that. Okay. Good answer.
No, thank
Good
you.
job. Next question. I've really enjoyed listening to the Sonoma Spiel podcast, but I want to take a deeper dive into the world of wine podcasting. Can you recommend some good wine podcasts?
Yeah, Please the Palate is one. Oh, boy. It's a woman out of Paso Robles, Enjoying Wine in the Glass.
Okay.
Enjoying Wine in the Glass. A little Wisconsin voice came out there. Those are two of my favorites.
Okay.
Grape Radio was the longest running podcast before us. Now we are 16 and a half years.
Wow.
Sadly, they're gone, but if you could look up their archive, they did some good interviews.
Okay.
Boy, I'm thinking real hard.
Put you on the spot there.
You know who does over in Napa? Doug Schaefer does his own podcast.
Oh, really?
Andy Dembski, his marketing guy, is an awesome guy, and you remind me of Andy. Really nice guy. And he does a podcast, and it's really fun to have a winemaker talking to a winemaker because you get a very distinct, different point
kind
of
of vibe there. Okay, good. That's a good one. In addition, of course, to Life Between the Vines.
Oh, that's the finest.
I mean, if you must, yeah. This is an interesting one, and you can always ask me for help on this one. I'm looking to find a lodging recommendation in Sonoma or Napa for a VIP group. And they want to come out here, but they also like to play golf. Are there places where you can stay nearby golf courses?
Well, there's plenty of resorts in resort areas. You know, one of the nicest places here in Sonoma, right around the corner, is the Renaissance.
Oh, yeah.
That's where we stayed back in 2001. We came here because my niece used to work for them. So
really?
we would get really the most ridiculous deal.
And I should give its official name is the Lodge at Sonoma.
Oh, the Lodge at
and,
Sonoma, right.
a Marriott property. So now it's a autograph resort, but it's the same thing.
It's a wonderful place to stay.
That's a good spot.
Yeah, it's a really good spot.
The part of it, so this is interesting. There are a couple of places that have golf courses. Like the Fairmont has a golf course attached to it, the Fairmont Sonoma Mission and Spa. Over in Napa, there are also a couple. I do want to offer a bit of a caveat.
Sure.
We are not a golf destination with wine. We are a wine and food destination where you can find golf.
Yeah.
Right. If like you're like, I just got to play golf and I got to play 5 different courses and they've got to be within, 30 minutes of each other. we probably won't meet that in the exact same way that you might find in other parts of the country. Like down in Arizona,
Right.
Palm Springs,
Yeah.
right? That's their bread. In Florida, that's their bread and butter. Florida, you might get eaten by an alligator, but you'll find a lot of different courses.
You probably will get eaten by
Yeah.
an alligator. Interesting thing, though, about golfing here, I was golfing at the Chardonnay Golf Course
Yeah.
in Napa, and they set off charges because of the birds.
Yes.
You hear them going off because of the vineyards. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, and they're not like actual explosive charges. They're like this loud sound acoustic cannons.
Right.
Yeah. So we have, because the birds like to eat the grapes.
They do, which is crazy.
Yeah. And they also have specially trained dogs, speaking of dogs, that run out there to scare away
And you
the
got
birds.
birds, not condors.
We have hawks and peregrine falcons.
Falcon, thank you.
And, yeah, so
I've actually
trained
met a falconer a couple of years ago. I was out here for one. She had 2 falcons, and it's crazy to watch her take the mask off them, and they have nothing but kill in their eyes.
Yes, we and they're also around naturally.
Yeah.
So I remember once I was going out to talk to my son pulled up in his car with his friend, and there was like a little pigeon in my front yard, and then bam,
Oh,
and we all stopped and looked. And it was like between us, and we were like,
oh, crazy.
I'm like, what just happened? And it's like a little puzzle of like a little pile of feathers. I'm like, I think a falcon just took that pigeon away.
Don't lay in the grass by yourself. Yeah.
That was scary.
Yeah.
So so there are a lot of places to golf. Not again, we are food and wine destination.
Right.
We have beautiful outdoors. You can do the hiking, do the biking. We can find golf. But if like you absolutely need to play 5 different courses in one day, which is insane, but we're not going to do the exact same thing there. But the Fairmont has it. Lodge, you can get into some golfing there.
But
MacArthur Place.
the food here.
The food is the thing.
One of my favorite restaurants in the whole wide world used to be here in Sonoma, and sadly it closed down. Broke my heart.
Oh.
The Glen Ellen Inn.
Oh yeah.
Boy, I love that.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something though. Have you been to the Glen Ellen Star?
I beg your pardon?
Glen Ellen Star.
No, I'm not.
Chef Ari Weisswasser. It's fantastic, and he just opened a new one in Kenwood called Stella.
Oh.
And they are amazing. And
I will take that to mind.
please go there. Or when you come back for the Sonoma 200, you let me know, and then that way it's brought to you by the Visitors Bureau.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
Keep
really
me
good stuff.
posted on that. Yeah.
Here's a weird question we got. This is from the Wayback Machine.
Weird.
I was kind of convinced, like, is this a
for
real
Peabody.
question from today?
Yeah.
Where can I smoke on the Sonoma Plaza?
You shouldn't smoke. It will kill you.
It will. It's a hard one, huh?
I don't know of anywhere. California's laws when it comes to smoking is much different than where I come from, where, they want you to stand right in front of the place and smoke in the doorway so you can get a good breath.
So
for
it
you.
draws right in.
Yeah, it goes into the hole. It is funny because that's exactly what happens.
When I first got this question, the volunteers said, wait, tobacco? And I said, no, it's tobacco.
Yeah.
And now that it's called cannabis because it's high end, right?
Yeah, that's a classic name.
The answer is nowhere. You cannot smoke in public on the Sonoma Plaza.
Oh, good trivia.
In reality, you cannot. So in any public park or sidewalk, smoking is discouraged. Now, I'm not going to say that you will get a ticket right away because it's not like they come swooping out.
Sure.
But technically, smoking is not allowed in the Sonoma Plaza for the enjoyment of everybody. And that includes smoking anything.
They hire the Falcons to swoop down.
The Falcons come, they get your cigarette, they get your cannabis, they get your dried banana peels, whatever. You cannot smoke it.
It's funny because there's a couple of places over in Napa
Yeah.
where parks you can drink legally in the park.
Oh, you can drink in the plaza legally.
Oh, you can do that too?
Oh, 100%.
Look, see, being that, and you know this from Wisconsin, if you even dream of something like that.
What is up with that? That is the weirdest thing, the open container laws.
Well, okay,
There's a
the
reason
original
behind it.
saying of "hold my beer" came from Wisconsin, but and it's one of those laws that kind of gets chuckled at, but it is a fact. I mean, you really can't do that.
Right.
But during any event which takes place anywhere in the city,
Right.
people are wandering down the street with beers in their hands.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. But you can absolutely buy a bottle of wine. And actually, a lot of tasting rooms will give, they have the bottles and they can give you little picnic glasses, or you can buy, lovely logo glasses.
Yeah, of course.
If you come to our markets Tuesday nights, they are a huge picnic in there, and people bring their wine.
That's
they have
nice.
incredibly elaborate setups. Like
great.
people have candelabras.
Yeah. Oh,
and they set up.
really?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah,
Classy.
Tuesday night market's huge. They're just starting this week, so you cannot smoke, but you can drink in the plaza. And I guess because smoke can wander, but your wine usually stays in the glass.
Everybody's going to smoke with you. That's the drag. I don't care for it
The
myself.
drag. Look at that.
Well, it's the back to the dog thing.
Hey.
I everybody in my family smoked except for me, so other than the other fun smoke.
Yeah, I walked about, I don't know, 6 months ago. My daughter and I were walking. We walked past someone who was a heavy smoker. They weren't actively smoking, but they were, you could tell. And my daughter goes, "Oh my God, can you smell that?" Like, oh my God, that's my childhood. Like that's what being a kid growing up smelled like.
It was on our clothes.
Everywhere. And when I was a bartender in Milwaukee,
Oh God, yeah.
everywhere.
Oh, I played in bands again all my life. You come home and you would throw your clothes in the corner, and they just reeked.
So nasty.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, you can't smoke in the plaza. But Ray, you answered all the questions correctly.
Oh, thank you.
Wasn't that easy?
Oh, I appreciate it. And I got a prize too. So
And
it's
you
nice.
get a wonderful prize.